Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Bros Think Big podcast. This is a show where we talk about the simple and yet complicated ideas of self-improvement. Tune in and join us as we become the best versions of ourselves, just so that you guys can too, and always remember to like and subscribe for more. So, purpose. What is it? How do you find it? How do you know you found it? And why should you even find it? All of the above is going to be covered in today's episode. Now, me personally, I'm really intrigued about this. I'm going to be playing more of a student type of role because I'm not so super educated on this, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Of course, I have a couple insights I'd love to share with you guys in the same way I expect
we don't want to hear you talk.
In the same way I expect you to share them back, right? Now, obviously, I think it's most important we start with what is purpose, just so that audience has an idea of what we're talking about, and so that we all have a common, a mutual establishment of what we're talking about. Exactly. So, definition-wise, if I had to describe it in one word, I'd start with calling. I've already explained this to you, but to those of you that didn't hear, I just think of it straight up as calling.
What does it mean to have a calling?
To have a calling would look like you having something that you or believe you were born on this planet and you are meant to do. It's something that you're super obsessed with, and to the point that you'll literally defend this with your life, even if people are trying to steer you away from it. You're going to tell yourself, no, I love this. This is what I would like to pursue, and I'm going to stick with this. If that had to throw it in like a more widened definition.
No, I think that's very good, yeah. Something that you were almost given, and something that's innate in you to live that out and do. That's purpose. Like, that's calling.
The reason why you're on this planet.
Okay.
The purpose for you being created.
Yeah.
The reason for your creation.
Like I love.
You can't say what is the definition of purpose and include the word purpose in it.
Can I just point out how Georgie's just AFK? Georgie's just AFK. His mic's down.
He meant it literally when he said he's playing the student.
I'm a student right now. I don't know.
He meant it literally.
Well, but I have idea. What?
When you think of purpose, what do you think of?
You guys basically said it. I would say what Sasha said. Calling, dude.
What do you think of?
Calling.
Yeah. What does that mean to you?
Like what Sasha said, dude. Something you were meant to do on this earth.
What do you think you're meant to do?
Put him on the spot.
Become an Olympic champion.
I'm gonna ask you.
Become an Olympic champion.
Why? Why that?
Dude, I feel like because the fact that I've lost so many tournaments and stuff, but this is something that I truly still passionate about. Because a lot of people do lose this passion after like a lot of loss and a lot of
failures.
Or failures. Yeah, they go like, oh, fuck this. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm a loser. But I don't feel like that at all. I feel like until I accomplish this goal, I'm gonna be a loser.
I thought, isn't purpose though? Because here's the thing. Let's say you get the gold, then you have your rest of life where it's meaningless. Isn't purpose something that has to be?
Yeah, but I feel like that's one of them though. I don't know why it can't be two. Like I mean, not two, but like
but there's something.
Why can't that be?
That's a part of it. That's a milestone.
That's the goal.
But even
that's the goal of the purpose.
He's hit the goal. I think he would still continue to pursue it. Like maybe you want to start coaching.
But the purpose, the main purpose, has to be something that applies for the rest of your life. Can't be a goal. Your purpose can never be a goal.
Yeah. I know that's his purpose because motherfucker abandoned the podcast and flew out to Georgia for like how many months?
He abandoned us. Yeah, it was like 6-7 months.
6 months. What could possibly be more important than the Bros Think Big podcast in the first place? That's how you know he's lying.
And the thing is, you can expand from that, like motivate people that you lost so many times. Let's say, but you kept going, so that way if somebody else is in your shoes, they know what to do. Just the fact that you talked about, you had to give everything up here and go to Georgia, that can be motivating for somebody to, pursue their goal and then open up a dojo and then, train other students and keep them going, like change the whole idea of people's perspective on losing so, like, and all that kind of stuff. You guys think purpose, like you just have like one purpose, that's it, like just one single thing, yeah?
No.
Purpose is just one?
The thing is, like, when we think of purpose, like, especially on the internet, the word purpose being thrown around, regurgitated, there's so many different definitions of it. It's like it almost lost its meaning. Oh, yo, you don't have a purpose, bro. Like, why are you getting so serious about life? Just live your life. It's like, some people don't really understand what purpose really means and stuff. And like I said, purpose isn't just one thing. It's like a culmination of things. And like you just said, it's like, oh, after that one goal, like, what's next? Is life meaningless?
I think it's like a spider web.
Yeah, it could be. I think it's a culmination of a bunch of things put together.
So that's what I was saying. Like, that's one of the purposes.
But I think that's a spider web where there's one thing in the center. There is one thing in the center that connects everything. I believe so.
But it's finding that center.
Exactly. Yeah. And how I think you have to go around the spider web. You don't first find the center. You first correlate all the different activities you do, which are in a way a spider web, and figure out why do you do all of them. Usually, there's one reason. That is the center.
This is why I love purpose so much. Like, it's never just one thing, and it's never just one sentence. That's why finding a definition for it can often be hard. And the second thing I love the most about it is that it literally challenges you. It challenges you to, like, look deeper within yourself and become more self-aware. I mean, we're huge advocates on that on this podcast, and that's what this is. You have to find that center of the spider web that we just mentioned, but you have to do that by yourself, because your purpose, I don't believe, is something that anybody else can tell you what it is.
Yeah.
It's something that you
don't
need to
believe.
Somebody can help you, but nobody can
exactly.
tell you what it is that you have to do in this life.
Exactly. And nobody's going to ever tell you what your personal calling is,
Yeah.
right? They have their own. Let them have theirs, but you have your own. You have to go on your own little journey to find out what that is, and you can have to make sure that you don't let anybody steer you away from that, right?
Exactly.
And there's so many stories where people have a career that they want to pursue, that they feel is right for them, but because their parents tell them that, oh, you're not going to make enough money from this, this is why you need to go to college, and this is why you need to save up and become this lawyer or doctor, even though if you have no interest in it, I want you to pursue this.
Because that makes money. That's just
and
what
it steers
everybody
them away
does,
from
yeah.
what they want. It's sad because we live in a world where, with social media and just in general, like, people love telling other people what to do, and people love being told what to do.
Yeah.
In the first place, so it's
NPCs.
dangerous. NPCs, sheep, sure. Yeah, it's true. Which is why you really need to take on that challenge yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
I want to, before we really delve into how to find your purpose, and it's going to get fascinating, I want, if someone is here this far, like, congrats, awesome, love to hear it. Let's go, why do you think? Why should someone even listen to the rest of this? Why should someone even find their purpose? Like, why?
I think it's because purpose is a strong foundation on why you're even doing things in life. Why you're even waking up the next day. Why you're even happy to be alive. Like, what is it that you have to do that's so big that will benefit other people as well as yourself and people around you, very close, like family, and having that drive that comes from that foundational purpose that you have.
Do you guys know what Abraham Maslow?
Abraham Maslow?
He made the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You guys, I mean,
Yeah.
they kind of teach
I didn't know
that
that was
stuff.
Abraham was his first
His
name.
first name's Abraham.
I wouldn't
Really?
think that.
When he, like,
Yeah,
he wrote
that's
all
a
this.
horrible name. Oh my God.
I don't know about that, but
That's not that name.
Abraham's a good name.
No, but no, it's a good name. But Abraham.
That's a
Maslow?
biblical name too.
That's
I just realized it.
Abraham Maslow.
Yeah, Maslow. There's no.
Anyways, well, if you look into his work, he really talks about motivation, human behavior, what humans are motivated by, why they chase this, why they chase that, and when you look into his work, he did this all in like in the middle of 1900s, and what he began to found was humans have like this hierarchy of needs that they want to fulfill, and on the pinnacle is self-actualization, which is the process of becoming your best self or your highest potential. And through that, in order to reach self-actualization, there's certain traits self-actualized people take on, and that's being selfless. That's going outside of yourself and helping other people. And
I think that's the one right below.
no, it's the top one. Self-actualization is
Self-
the
Oh,
pinnacle.
okay.
Number 2, I think, is safety.
No, the bottom one's like safety. The bottom one's survival. Like
Yeah.
you won't be able to find
Personal
purpose
needs
if
and
you feel
that
like
type
you're
of
gonna
stuff.
die. So it's like psychological. No, it's sociological.
Yeah.
Sociological.
Needs.
Then it's like love or belonging, connection,
That's number
self-esteem,
3.
and then it's
Self-esteem
then it's
is
love,
2.
and then purpose, something like that. But we can even throw it on screen to show people. But really, what his work was about is what humans are motivated by and their behaviors and stuff. And so you mentioned, why should people even find purpose and stuff like that? Because the thing is, they should really find it is because it's already innately built in us to already find purpose and to find meaning in our lives, to make something of ourselves, to reach our highest potential. Therefore, when you kind of reach a self-actualized state, you get like a boost in all your stats. You are more in the flow state. Time moves quicker. You're not really like, you're more content with your work and stuff. You're more fascinated. And I really truly believe, like, as I was reading Robert Greene's books, like Laws of Human Nature, Mastery, etc., he talked about finding your life's task or finding your purpose, your meaning. And when he talked about this, he talked about how when everyone's born, I mentioned this on the podcast before, when everyone's born, they're already born with a certain genetic code, a certain uniqueness to their character, to their self. And it's easy to find.
I was born as a guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were.
we were all.
Right?
I was
A
born
boy.
as a man.
Yeah, all right, guys. You don't gotta name your genders. I know. But anyways,
Mike, how many genders do you think there are?
2.
Yo, nowadays you really have to, bro.
Oh well, there can be multiple, right?
There's 3. The third one is mentally ill.
Is that you, bro? Is that you?
Yeah, Georgie,
That's not me.
put your mic down. Just be a student, bro.
I can't even be serious for a couple minutes.
He was cooking too. But
He was, yeah.
Josh, I can see you have it up.
Yes,
Go ahead.
so I'm gonna just make sure you were right, or I don't know. Psychological needs is the last. Make sure you breathe. Safety and security. In the middle is love and belonging. Then it's self-esteem and then self-actualization.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we were
Freaking
pretty
nailed
close.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
But anyways,
He actually didn't make that pyramid though. People looked at his work and made that pyramid. He's not the one who actually made the pyramid.
I did not know that.
But
Yeah,
from
that's
his works,
interesting.
this person who actually wrote this book called Transcendence, and it's about Maslow's work, and they actually made a different hierarchy of needs with a sailboat and stuff.
Oh,
It's
really?
different from that. But anyways, Maslow didn't really make the need
People just kind of
triangle.
put the puzzles
They
together.
looked at
and-
his work and they kind of
Yeah.
did that like that. But as he did his work, he talked about the needs and the hierarchy of needs. Like you got to do this. You got people want to chase this first before chasing this, before chasing this, before chasing this,
and then they just kind of stand.
etc. But when we're young, we're born with our uniqueness of character. Before we get indoctrinated, before our parents tell us to do this, do that, before we conform to society, as a child, we're already acting as an authentic version of ourselves, and therefore we're already being called to something, being fascinated by something. There's something that when we were little, we always like found so much joy and vitality, and we would be so full of energy and zest and childlike energy.
Right.
And from the top of my head, as I think about it, I always remember just making up games, like wanting to just play games with other people, like using my imagination to make up a game with other people and just enjoying the experience. I remember always finding joy and zest and a childlike energy within that.
Right.
And so, to the viewer, if you want to try to find your purpose or your calling, look deeper into your childhood, your adolescent years when you weren't told to do this, to do that, to have all this pressure, to all of a sudden you got to do this homework, this math homework, you don't give a fuck about all this other stuff. Look back into those years to your uniqueness and try to find
What was it that-
fascinated
yeah.
by.
wait, but I know you already said it, but before we kind of dive into the how, I want to go back to that one question because I want to like applause to how well we're aligning with everything. How you asked why should you even find it, and Sadula's answer with because that's what gets you up the next day. You mentioned the word meaning, and then a lot of people because they're not starting to see success or whatever, they fall off. Georgie hinted at this in the very beginning when we asked him about his purpose, how a lot of people, when they're doing judo, they start to fall off. They take these L's, they overcome obstacles, and they can't, they succumb to them is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
But Georgie, knowing that that's his purpose, decided, no, I'm going to keep pushing through it. They just, bravo to how well that's aligning. It's
Right.
it's because like that's the word we kind of missed out. I kind of missed out
Like
in
a
the beginning.
spider web.
Meaning, yeah, it's meaning.
And it's something, I feel like purpose is something like it's really hard to explain it to other people. It's something you feel in with yourself.
It is exactly.
Because when somebody asks me like how are you planning on becoming an Olympic champion, you lost so many tournaments, you're not on their level and stuff, it's really hard for me to explain, but I also have this strong feeling and strong belief, just something that I believe myself that I can't really express it to other people. It's something you feel that you can't really express to other people.
So
With
the,
words.
yeah, the things that's super hard to explain, but I think it's something that
Very
in
powerful,
time
right?
you
Yeah.
should be able to explain because you should challenge yourself to look deeper and have that answer on why.
Yeah, but what I mean like by explaining is like
Do you mean show more with works?
no, like you tell someone like you can't just
It's hard to put
you
it in
can't
words.
just-
Yeah, I
exactly,
hear what
that's
you're
I
saying.
mean,
Exactly.
like,
Yeah, and I'm saying
It is
like,
hard
you
to
have
put
to
it
but
show
you
us
should
on
in
work,
time, like once you figure out what your purpose is,
Obviously,
you
in time
should
you
know.
cover it,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that is
yeah,
like
of course.
that's how you know that you know is
Exactly.
almost like a how.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Going back to what Fricker was saying, I'm sorry I didn't want to butt into the middle. I was just so amazed with how well we were aligning it. But kids,
Purpose is alignment, bro. When you feel like you're
Mhm.
aligned, when all your life is, when you wake up in the morning, you know what you gotta do next. When you're not feeling like this pressure, this resistance, this mundaneness of your life. Purpose and alignment. Purpose is alignment of your life, and you just feel like this like energy, like all your stats are boost all the way up. Like you feel like you can get out of bed in the morning. A lot of people don't live those type of lives. Like they wake up sad. They don't want to go to the job. They don't want to go to school. They
There's
live their
also
life-
less stress when you know your purpose.
Yeah, it's like a flow, right?
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
You get in like flow
Yeah.
state way more.
Stress is present no matter what.
Yeah. Well, stress
I
in the
agree.
work. Stress. Yeah.
I don't
maybe
think
maybe I
there's
need to
less
rephrase
stress,
that.
No, but I know what you're getting at.
Yeah.
You can because I think I know what you are getting at. So
Yeah,
No, but-
I guess less stress in terms of not worrying about, oh, am I gonna fail this or not, to an extent where it
Yeah.
becomes a worry.
there's gonna be
But
that.
yeah, there will be that stress where you do question yourself, but
Mhm.
that question just leaves your mind super quick because you know why you're doing it. So yeah, the
Mhm.
stress will be there.
But you
because
just know
if
how to
you-
deal
the
with it.
bigger the
better.
purpose, the bigger the stress, obviously. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, that part
I
you're
think-
right
I don't
about.
think stress is the right word. I think it's like suffering, because a lot of us suffer in different types of ways, whether that be stress, whether that be emotional pain, psychological
Anxiety,
pain,
depression, yeah.
all types of pain, right? That's suffering in general. I'm not doing it right, but
Are the mics good?
what I was gonna say is
Yeah.
when you find your purpose, that suffering is you don't suffer anymore. All of a sudden, it's not suffering because it's meaningful suffering.
Yeah, right.
Suffering ceases to exist because it's meaningful.
It cut out.
Hello,
Hello.
roasting big.
Do you want to switch mics?
No, it's working. Look.
All right, talking your mic like that. So-
Hello, hello.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, it's working.
Anyway,
But I kind of want to go back to the spider web thing because when you said it, it really made me think. It was a very, very good analogy because let's think about it, right? You said you first start like doing that loop before you get to the bottom, but also the purpose, right? You're born with some kind of, I would say, calling from God, right? And then you diverge into different, like living your life in different ways, and then through that spider web, you sometimes have to retrace and come back to that calling, what you did as a kid, and then start like going those paths and maybe carving a bigger web, something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mike said this before. I mean, we are born knowing our purpose in a way. But as time goes on, society, we go through the education
Yeah.
system, and you're told this, and it's not even just education, but it's your parents. It's anyone important to you. They tell you how
Right.
to do this and that and this. That's not natural to you.
Let alone
When you
seeing
were a
what people
kid,
do.
Whatever you did is naturally what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But society teaches you, and probably for the better, with multiple scenarios, but also for the worse, yin and yang.
Right.
And you become a lesser of the more. You become less authentic.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
especially as kids, we care so much. Not as kids. Once babies, we don't give a fuck about anyone thinks. But once we start, maybe I'd say third grade, maybe
Yeah.
even first grade, we start caring about what other people think, and that makes purpose that much more buried.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
the second you care about what others think of it as you're putting
You're waiting for other
you're-
people's approval.
rather than digging down to find your purpose. You're fucking putting dirt back in. Honestly.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
purpose
exactly.
getting buried under all the
Exactly.
all the stuff, and especially because we're social creatures. If we don't feel like we belong to some place, we don't feel accepted. We won't be able to find purpose. We need to first feel accepted. We need to first find a belonging somewhere before finding our purpose.
Right.
That's the whole thing with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Is that you need to like get those needs first before finding self-actualization, before striving towards that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
One thing that I'm personally really curious about the whole like kids example is, do you think that when you're like a kid and everything, you do act in accordance to what like is natural to you, but do you also think that you're limited to the things that you can do? Like, because as a kid, you don't know much. Your brain isn't fully developed until you're 24 years old, for fuck's sake, right? So maybe when you grow older and you learn more about the world, that also helps find what your purpose may
Absolutely.
be.
What we mean is that's your authentic self.
Okay. Yeah,
So
so
your-
you're
like
like core,
Your
core
purpose
shit.
is
Like
very aligned
super,
with who you
super core
authentically are and what your
Mhm.
interests are, and that is when you're a kid is when you know.
Because that's
You know.
before all the external
That's
shit
before
comes in.
everything got digged into you.
Okay.
Dude,
Like your
this-
personality type, almost like what you did as a kid, like what kind of kid you were. You know how some people are.
Yeah.
Some people might be more emotional as a kid. Some people might be more calm. All that kind of stuff.
What
And
made you
I
happy
guess
as a kid?
you do that stuff according to your
Mhm.
emotions and your personality and stuff. Even though environment has a big effect on that.
Yeah, I was
As a
gonna say
kid,
nature.
you don't really think about the environment as much. You still do what you have to do, I guess, as a kid.
Curious,
Yeah,
do you
like your-
guys
your
think that
personality
could
type.
change?
Oh yeah.
What is natural to you for as
Well,
a kid to being what
thing
is
is-
natural to you as like an adult?
Purpose is like always like evolving, like getting better, like expanding. You know what I mean? It's not like this one thing that you just do all your life. It's constantly like just getting better and better and better, just like your own character. And when I think of purpose too, it's like when I said you are born with a certain uniqueness and genetic code, you have like a superpower within that because you can give to other people in a ways that is unique to you. It's like a superpower. It's
Right.
like it's like a gift that you were given to give to other people. And so people, what they try to do is like, no, that gift of yours, you can evolve it, grow it, and it can all of a sudden expand in new ways. It's like literally just a superpower. If you were given the gift of fire, right, all of a sudden you can breathe fire out your mouth and out your fingertips. Then you don't really want to breathe fire. You want to learn how to see fire in other forms of the world. It's like that's how you kind of have to look at like your gift of
Right.
what you're naturally
Exploring the
inclined to.
map. Or exploring your brain. Instead of the map, it's your brain and its gray areas.
Yeah, your character,
But
your
that's
avatar.
why
I
hate
was
when
given the
people-
gift of sexiness.
We know that, Josh.
Has that evolved yet?
Never.
Starting to.
When is it gonna start to come in? I'm curious.
That was
What's purpose is to be sexy.
People
Doing a good
admire
job,
it,
Josh.
man. People admire it.
But that's why I always like I don't really fuck with the whole thing. People say people can't change. I don't think that's true. I don't like to give up on people like that.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, me
I'm
neither. There's
also
something.
skeptical on
Yeah.
that. I don't know. It's weird. It's like sometimes I do have a feeling. I'm like, dude, like this person can't change. But then I'm also very motivated to believe the fact that it is possible for someone to change.
Yeah,
It's like I'm not really
George,
sure
bring the mic closer.
where I am, but yeah, I'm not sure where I am. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like sometimes like yes, they could change, but sometimes like
Yeah, like
this fucker can never change. You
So
know,
It's
that's
like the
what I'm
person
saying.
doesn't want them to change because it's like they like being better than the other person.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, I find it so sketchy, and I've heard the arguments. Me and Josh have even had this conversation with someone really close to us, and they said that I didn't even know of it. It's that there's like chemical imbalances in your brain that is like how did it go, Josh? Chemical imbalances in your brain that
I mean, someone can naturally be negative.
really.
supposedly, yeah. But I
Supposedly,
like
yeah.
like they can naturally be negative, but in the same way they can also like bend out of that. That's why I asked, does that whole like question? Do you think that purpose can change?
Okay,
Ah,
do you guys
s-
believe everyone can change?
Yes.
Everyone.
I believe everyone
Yeah.
can change.
Do you
I
think
think
everyone can change?
mindset. If everyone were to change their mindset,
But see,
in
you
some
just
way,
mentioned how like some people are just
Naturally
like,
that's
negative.
what they.
That's
That's
like
what
yeah,
someone
like people.
in our argument said, and I don't disagree with that. But I do believe that a mentality shift, no matter what, can make your life better.
Then why is it that when you tell people something, they don't change? Like
You know what I
there's
think?
100,000 of people telling the same thing, but they do not change. They stay negative. They stay like they don't do anything. They're lazy in life and stuff like that. It's like why does that happen then?
I like to think of it as like they just haven't been. This is how, because I'm gonna use this analogy, and this is something I've thought of after we had the conversation. But they haven't been put enough pressure on yet, or almost stress. Because when I think of this,
They don't
I
feel
think
like they
of,
need
That's
change.
that is a good one.
like what I think of is I think of diamonds, right?
Yeah.
How do diamonds come about? All right, they're rocks and they're forged into shape through pressure, right? Lots of it. I think people are in the same way as that. Like whatever purpose it may be or whatever mindset you may have, I think that can change. You just need to go through an extreme amount of quote unquote pressure, that being an extreme amount of discomfort in life. That
Sometimes
being,
you need to break down to build up. So yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Like the whole idea of rock bottom, you only go up,
Exactly.
right? You have to go through such an extreme amount of discomfort to the point where like I can't stand this shit anymore. I'm going to like make a change about it. Like, and I've heard the
Right.
story happen so many times.
Mosey says that it's you change when the pain of staying where you are is worse than the pain of changing.
Yeah,
Okay, but
That's
people
true.
have suffered and stuff, but they still. So there are people that haven't changed. So,
Maybe
like,
they haven't
that's
suffered
true.
enough.
You
That's
know,
what we're talking
that
about.
It is fascinating
I mean-
because we watched Baby Reindeer. Do you remember?
I do.
Partially of it.
What
It
is
was-
enough though?
And the main character basically always what's the right word? Self-harmed himself.
yeah,
Always
yeah. He's self-inflicted.
self-inflicted.
negative thoughts on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you change out of that? You think?
I still do.
Yeah.
Because in the end, he did, didn't he?
I mean, plus you have to think
No.
about the power of the mind, right?
I mean,
He shifted
he
his
always
mindset.
fucks
Yeah,
himself
I
up.
like to think of the
He
power of
fucks
the
himself over all the
He
time on purpose. But like, is it a natural thing? Do you think that's like a chemical?
I just hate that whole bullshit of like it's chemical thing. Because like if I'm my genetics tell me I'm supposed to be fucking skinny, but I can still break out of that and feed myself, and like my literal body composition can change.
Exactly.
Like I tell the same people that I would say the same thing to like a depressed person. Like a lot of people say it's the chemical imbalances in my brain, and I'm sorry for you, but I still believe that if you change your environment, if you change your way of thinking, if you change your lifestyle as a whole, your mindset, you will not become. You won't be depressed. Obviously,
I
a
don't know,
lot,
tricky.
a lot harder said than
Than
done. Okay, but I just do believe it.
Dude, same here.
giving up on people like that.
I'm on the same boat with you.
Have you ever heard of the study of like they had two plants, and the one plant they said some negative shit to, the other one they said some positive stuff to, and the negative plant started like flopping, being all dead and stuff, and the positive plant was like all bright and like
Exactly.
fruitful.
They did the experiment with the rice
so
too.
that's-
And they literally had the
I
same
just
plant.
don't know how I could believe something.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Well, they did an experiment with
So the
rice.
plant-
That is an actual
To a
study.
plant.
You can
They
look
talk-
it up.
they talk
I know
good
for a
to the
fact
plant.
Japanese
They did
people
the same
actually
thing with
did that.
water.
So I don't know about the plant, but I know definitely about the
It is-
rice. Rice
Wait,
is
what happened?
No,
with
they-
the-
Because
There's
independent
experiment
variable
too.
is strictly
Positivity.
Wow, that's insane. I need
Dude,
to.
let's hold on, right?
Just
Can
don't
we?
make
You know what they
sense.
say? Yo,
Description,
here I have an
please, 'cause I'm
interesting. I have
actually-
an
it is pretty hard to believe though.
Dude,
There, I've even heard people said
like
something negative
placebo.
stuff to water
How do you explain
and it
placebo
froze
then?
and that type
How
of
do you
stuff.
explain placebo
It's
then?
plant. They can't think.
It's very skeptical, but
I have
just
no idea what
one
you're
way to
saying.
find out is really just
it
look
doesn't
into
matter.
it.
It's like the
That we have
cells
to-
and the
if
energy.
we find sources,
Yeah,
that's
right,
energy.
exactly.
Like, I
Guys,
do not
look it up,
believe you
look it up.
guys. I'm not saying it because I don't believe you guys. I'm saying because that's just such a crazy thing
Exactly.
for me to hear. Like, that's just fascinating.
Because
No,
there's-
but
there's
I do
actually-
see if it
yeah.
is energy, because when you are positive, you give up.
That's true.
Aura.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
It's
Aura.
Or yes,
The trend that's been going
Oh, now
around,
you
you guys
believe it,
might
bro.
know.
Guys, remember when
Why
we
don't you just
had,
explain it in brain rot, bro?
remember we had Chris here and he was like the chef, like he cooks food.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was
Yeah.
also saying that, like it depends on what kind of energy you make the food with. The food's gonna be really good if you make it with good energy.
Yeah.
If you're like all sad and shit, the food's not gonna be as good.
Yeah.
And then there's
That's true, that's
there's
true.
this one guy in Georgia. They make a lot of wine. They have big vineyards and stuff.
Mhm.
So they make wine and stuff. And then every time before the grapes grew, right? Like he would be going in the vineyards and just singing to the grapes and stuff. I guess. Like
Yeah.
he would just
It's
be like, in
energy,
a good,
dude.
and he would put the energy. Every time he then made the wine, he would taste the best compared to the other ones because the energy he would put in the. And just like what he
Yeah.
said about plants, one would be like said with the negative words, and the other one would be positive words,
Dude.
and the positive one just grew. Like
That's-
it's crazy, it's fascinating. It is.
I believe it too. I do because I know chefs say this all the fucking time. They say, "My food is emotional, but then depending on my mood, right? If I feel upset, my food won't be as good." And I've seen like chefs who have been in a bad mood and they got kicked off of like reality shows because like their food wasn't good enough and they were like stressed. They were feeling down, under the weather, or whatever.
Ratatouille.
Right? I never watched. I'm sorry. I
Made
never-
with
I never-
love.
Really.
I never did.
I don't
The
think,
rat
I, don't
made
think
with-
I ever
yeah.
did either.
I'm surprised you
He was like passionate
didn't
about
believe
it.
it at
That's why he
first
was
because
making
you
good food.
you were the same person that gave the study where the two people had the milkshake,
Right.
but one of them wasn't actually a milkshake.
Yeah, that was placebo. That's full placebo.
Isn't this too?
Yeah, but it's a plant. That's
Yeah,
why
it's
I
not really
said it was
placebo,
called-
but it's like almost like
It's not really
placebo is kind of like another concept that
But
you
isn't it
can't really
connected?
It's
explain.
the law
like-
of attraction.
But isn't it connected though? Like the
Yeah, I was
placebo.
gonna say-
Law of energy.
Something like that.
Law of
It's connected,
energy.
though.
It's like,
Energy.
but the thing is, here I was about to get to this. The whole point I brought that up was because your cells can be controlled by what your conscious. Wow.
Somebody went off in there.
I just cooked. Pretty much, your cells are not just controlled by the chemical imbalances or anything else. It's controlled by energy and consciousness.
And we're spirits, not just some
'Cause we-
kind of
'cause we're
chemical
spirits,
reaction.
right?
Yeah.
If you have all these negative thoughts, intrusive, you have a negative environment, you'll be a negative person.
Yeah,
Your
right.
body will be negative. It won't want to listen to you. I mean, you'll self-sabotage more.
Yeah.
That's why environment, energy of your environment really does matter. I don't think anyone can deny that energy is real because if you walk into a room full of negative people, you're going to feel negative. The energy, emotion just means energy in motion. So the emotion will make you feel something of the room.
Well,
Emotion is
energy,
energy in motion. Oh,
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Happiness is energy in motion.
Emotion
And
is
that's what makes
energy
you
in
feel
motion.
things because happiness is an emotion, but there's a bunch of feelings that fall under that.
Right.
Contentment, satisfaction, a bunch of other things.
Sadness, yeah, happiness, yeah, exactly.
I want to go back to when I was asking you a question. I was like, when is enough?
Pressure?
Yeah, like when is
Turn
it
your
enough
mic
for people? Wait, what? Turn it up.
Turn it up.
Top one, right?
George's mic used to be so loud. Now it's the quietest one, yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
right?
do. Well, you see, we just brought up pressure as one of the examples that pushes people to change, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's literally just somebody to connect with them on a deeper level, and I would say help them realize some things that they couldn't realize themselves. But it's very multifactorial. However, sometimes pressure can't be measured. It just
That's true.
like it really hits you, and you know when it does because you just change. Like, everybody went through different type of pressure before they snapped out of something. I might have went through different type of pressure to snap out of one thing. Somebody else had to physically go through a different pressure to really understand why something was bad. You know what I mean?
Now. Yeah.
So like experiences too, but at the end of the day, I think what it comes down to in order to change is just the understanding of how your mind works.
So I
that-
think it's everyone can change, just that not everyone.
will change, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's more
See,
people.
that's the part I was messing up because I was like, some people don't want to. Is it they don't want to change, or is it they can't change?
Yeah.
I think it
Most
just
people
comes down to don't want to change.
Yeah, I hope I didn't say they will change.
No, you
Yeah,
never
yeah.
said that. It was just I was just confused with like.
I think it's
what it
all a
was.
choice. In my opinion, it's a choice.
Yeah, that's how I look at it too. To be
I
honest,
was always confused.
They don't
on
because
that.
feel
then
like
it's
they
a
need to change.
victimized mindset. It's like, oh, I can't change.
Yeah.
What do you mean
yeah.
you can't?
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
they don't
Does
want
not
to change.
serve
Yeah.
you.
Exactly.
What is that?
Does not serve you to have that mindset.
Exactly.
The thing is, though, like I heard, this is like belief that I just read in a book recently, and the belief was behind every behavior there's a positive intention. So that means that calls for every single behavior. When someone doesn't want to change, it's because there's a positive intention behind it. They don't feel like they need to change. There's no pressure there. Oh, I don't need to change. I'm satisfied. Like they don't have a need to change. You know what I mean?
They're
The
getting
same thing
complacent.
behind other people with people who steal, right? They might steal because it's a positive thing for them, but a negative thing for someone else. You mean it's like, why would no one wants to do a bad thing,
Right.
Because they don't want to be looked at as a bad person.
My question for you
But they
That's
is,
what they're
justify their
harming
bad
us.
action with something
The
If
positive
if
intention.
if
they
someone
are-
positive
is, if
intention.
someone's angry and wants to hurt somebody,
Mm-hmm.
that's a behavior.
Yeah.
Where's the positive intention?
The positive intention is the person made them angry that they want to get their anger out on them. I don't really know it. That's why I brought this up to kind of like look
So
to
they
talk
wanna-
about
The positive intention is to release their anger.
the positive intention. It's like
More
does
like-
someone
more like the person rationalizes their bad action with their understanding of positivity. Just like how somebody steals something and says, "Oh, I want to make money so I can help people," but in reality, they're just rationalizing their bad action to use that to say, "I'm gonna help somebody with the money I make."
yeah.
But it's like, how do you know you will help somebody? What if you just get so greedy that you will just keep on doing bad things, and then doing bad things also leads to being a negative person. Therefore, how are you going to want to help people when you're a negative person, It just ties into a lot of complication.
That's
It's like
Yeah.
with the story of crime and punishment,
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the people that don't want to change, like I said, there's a positive intention behind that. They don't feel like they need to change at all. They
Yeah.
don't have the pressure. They don't have the external forces or internal forces pressuring them to want to change.
Right.
Because they feel like they have everything. Because they kind of do have everything. That's why people don't want to find purpose nowadays because
It's also
they
hard
have
to
the
change.
porn, they have the video games, they have the achievement, the self-esteem, the online communities, all those types of things, like
Right.
The agendas.
the agendas, all like
Comfort is in
all
the
the
air.
brain rot, bro. The brain rot's comfortable
The
for
genders.
these people.
Right.
What?
So what do you think is one way to
The
really
genders.
understand
How do you go
how do you go about like changing?
Finding purpose.
That's a good question because it's like when someone's that deep into like the brain rot, porn, video games, like what do they do? What do they do at that point? And it's like deep down, do they really like want to change, or is it like I don't understand. I don't know. I mean, I think I've been there before, like really deep into like the badness of the instant gratification and stuff like that.
To the point where it's sickening and you just
Yeah, it's like you just feel sick and like gross, and it's like that is when you hit your FTE. So you fuck this. It's like you
Yeah.
kind of at that point, if you're already going downhill, you might as well ride that shit till you hit rock bottom.
Would you consider
what I mean?
wanting to do something the same thing as wishing for something?
What do you mean?
Like if I said, because like I feel like most people don't actually, they will wish to change, but they don't want to, because I feel like if they really wanted to
Correct.
hard enough, they would do it.
Everybody
so would the
wanna
word I should
have-
substitute?
Everybody want to be about. Wait, no.
everybody
no.
want to be a
wanna-
bodybuilder,
that's
but
not-
ain't nobody want to lift heavy
yeah,
ass
yeah,
weights.
yeah, actually, yeah, exactly.
That is
So,
how,
yeah,
but
exactly.
like, is that the right word to substitute it with? Wishing instead of wanting? People, I'm sure people wish to change. People want to
Wishing
be like the
versus
Yes.
willing,
willing. That's a good
Yeah.
word to put.
because
But
a lot of people wish to have this thing, but are they willing to go through it?
Exactly,
Because you can
yeah.
say, "Oh yeah, I wish I quit smoking," but when you're willing to quit smoking, you have to go through a lot of downfalls, a lot of temptations, a lot of even being sick, of not
Withdrawals,
smoking,
all of that shit,
a lot of
yeah.
it. And if you're not willing to do that, then that means you don't really want to. So it really just connects together.
I think I tie in willing
Yeah.
more with wanting than I would
Because
with
you have
wishing,
to, I
so,
think.
Uh-huh.
I think in order for someone to change, also has to be connected with a lot of things. I mean, it's not only the fact that you're suffering in. So, for example, right? Let me put this in example. So you have trouble. So you watch a lot of porn, for example, right? Or you smoke a lot, and your environment. So the group of people and group of friends you have are also smokers. Like they smoke a lot, right? But you get to the point where you almost died. For example, you had an incident and you almost died. Now, for a couple of months, you won't smoke. You're not gonna be on that path. You're like, I'm not gonna smoke anymore. I'm done. 1 month, you just work out. You don't smoke. But you're still in that environment. You're still in group of with those friends. But then one day you're gonna smoke again. So you see how you fall in the trap again. So I feel like that's why there's a lot of cases where, mostly in sports, where parents, like if their kids are playing video games too much, they take them to sports. And the reason is because it's not only the fact that they're gonna not play video games. And they're gonna take the time and work out, but they're also the group they're gonna be with. So if they're gonna be in a group of, for example, you're a smoker, right? And then you come play sports, and then me and you start talking, me and you start connecting, and I tell you, bro, you really should do this, and then you're gonna start hanging out with me, and you're gonna be left out in this group of people, and you're gonna be hanging out with me, and now you're just gonna fully change. So that's where people, I think, fall back to, is like they change for a little bit of time, and then they go back with their friends for a day and then they hang out with them again, and they fall in the trap again, and they get out, they fall back.
And it's almost like they forget about the bad experience that they had
so
with
like your
incident of
environment
death.
has to change as well as like you get to suffering, obviously, right? And you change for a month, but you also have to forget about your environment. You know what I mean? So that's why I'll be honest. I mean, I'm sure all of us did that. When I'll be honest, when I started the self-improvement, I lost a lot of my friends.
Same here.
People that played video games, people that smoked, for example, people that hanged out every Sunday, just did some pointless shit. We did this podcast on Sundays, so the time, instead of hanging out with them and like doing some pointless shit, I was here learning some stuff from you guys, and I was doing something that was more valuable, and I just kind of like fell off from their environment. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, that is a good point.
I remember like in the 2022, the summer after 2022, after I graduated,
I don't lose.
it's like I was going down a
Lose
down
friends,
spiral.
I
I didn't
don't
even
lose.
know it. It's like I had to hit rock bottom to change. Like what happened was, after a whole summer of drinking, partying, smoking, no purpose, no intention, working a job I don't give, like it's like all this like just I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. It's like at that point it's like I led down to this one day. I remember crystal clearly, like I was just like, it was at nighttime, I was the only one in the kitchen, I was cutting with a knife, and bro, like I just got so many intrusive thoughts with the fucking knife in my hand. Like this is some dark shit, but just like I hit rock bottom. Like that day I was like, anything is better than being right fucking here with this knife in my hand, cutting whatever this fucking shit is. Like anything is better. And at that point, after that was in like September of 2022, I made a commitment. I said, fuck this, fuck drinking, fuck smoking, fuck all that shit. I need to just get better. I need to like just improve myself, not for anyone else but me, because I don't want to end up in that spot ever.
Wasn't that the
fucking
time
again.
we started podcast, like September?
Yeah, around the same time.
A couple months later,
December.
I think in like November.
Well, yeah, a
November,
couple
December.
months later, but you were already getting on the path of improving,
Yeah.
and then you found us, and then you kind of did this every Sunday. So
Yeah.
it's like you see where I'm going.
Yeah,
with
no,
this?
yeah, because
It's
remember.
like, as when you get to the suffering and you change for a little bit, you also have to change your environment, because I think just changing yourself for a month and stuff, but being in the same environment won't do anything. I feel like you have to change the environment as well.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Environment is
one
everything.
has to come with the other.
You
It's-
have to. Environment has to be included if you're talking about
Exactly.
purpose. And on top of that, what you were just covering, again, I do truly believe the only way you will truly change and not go back, not relapse, environment plays a role, but your situation has to be worse than changing. The current situation. Because if it's not,
Yeah.
you're not going to... What's your motivation to do it? Because realistically, when you first change, it's just a spike of motivation. Then it becomes disciplined, right?
Right.
We have that idea that we want to change, and we do for a week, and then we go back. It's a spike of motivation. What is the difference of just having that spike of a motivation versus the discipline. That discipline comes from the idea of hating, just purely hating, just how bad your situation was, that you would do anything in the world and go back.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the peak.
Dude, yeah. After that time,
That's the only way you can fully change.
I was
Yeah, I
going into
agree with
college
that.
too, and I knew deep down it's like I fucking hate it. Like because I made a commitment to myself like years ago. I was like, there's a Snapchat post of me from 2020, like 2019, 2020. I literally on there I said fuck 9 to 5, fuck all this shit, fuck going to college. And I said that like years ago, like 4 years ago. I've been saying this shit to myself because the normal path just seems so boring, mundane, and it's something inside me just like actually just does not like. I feel like I'm trapped almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So September 2022, after that moment, I was going into college. I was like, wow, anything is just better than being here. So I just gotta, I stopped playing video games, stopped doing all that shit. I cleaned my room up. I cleaned my environment. I deleted Snapchat, deleted all social media that I didn't need, and just decided to get better because anything was better. Like you said, like I had to hit rock bottom in order to change.
You did a
But
180.
then you
Yeah.
also had to change the environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Or
I had to change
otherwise,
it.
I think it just doesn't work, dude. I was really thinking about this.
Because I slowly,
Just right,
yeah.
right now, I'm like, okay, here. Some people do suffer. They do change, but how come? Like, what's that one thing that holds them back? And dude, I was like, dude, I think it's environment.
Yeah.
So I think it's really connected with each other. It's like one has to come with the other.
Well, environment
Then
can
you
mean
just
so
fall
many
back
things. Environment could
It has
mean
happened to me.
what you
personally.
watch, what you listen to, who you see, who you interact with. It's a bunch of things. Like the environment could be not just people or a room. It could be what you're listening to in the car. It could be what you're watching, your algorithm, your TikTok algorithm, whatever.
Yeah.
All that
That's
sort
right.
of stuff. So
Right.
yeah, you're right. It does play a huge role. It's like dirt, like you said, being piled on top of your purpose. Instead of just worrying about changing this, changing that, look towards a higher, like chase something higher than yourself, higher than all the other bullshit. You know, the way I stopped doing bad habits was putting things above that to chase,
Exactly.
to work towards.
Yeah, like I remember I had this question asked to me about lust and stuff. He goes, like, some of the people are just surprised. Oh, they're like, oh, how do you not suffer with lust as much as I am? Let's say that kind of stuff. But then I told them, I'm not like a superhuman who doesn't have lust because that would be unreal. We're all humans. The only thing is you just have to find something that distracts you from the lust, something that takes you away from lust. Lust is something that is all innate in us. We're humans, we're sinners. But you have to find something greater, which is the purpose that takes you away from a bad habit, a bad deed, and then it just becomes so small that you don't even put your time aside to even think about or do.
People just need to go on their hero's journey, set out on like a long-term mission, something that can give them a sense of vitality and a sense of just adventure and willingness and excitement. And it's like that's why you should chase purpose,
Yo,
because
actually-
purpose gives you all those
I
things.
actually have a story to share.
Sure.
It's connected with this, being with environment basically. So I have a cousin in Georgia, right? So when I was in Georgia, I was living by myself in an apartment, right? And
Bring it closer.
yeah, I was living in an apartment with my cousin, and he's a soccer player. But he was like always in a bed schedule. He would be sleeping at like 2 a.m., waking up 3 p.m. You know what I mean? Like he was out of the schedule. He wouldn't be working out. He was like drinking, hanging out with his friends for like all day, but nothing like purposeful. I would say like nothing that has to do with-
Productive.
yeah, productive, right. But then for 1 week he was with me, and he would be going to sleep at 9 p.m. like 9 at night. You know what I mean? Like I would be going to sleep at 11. He would be going at 9 because because he was when he was with me and he would see that I was working out 3 times a day. I would be eating healthy. I would not be like going out with my friends. And we would just be talking about life basically. He would just tell me, yo, why is this happening to me? Then I would say like, I would give him advice, you know what I mean? Then I would ask him something, he would give me advice because he's older than me. So obviously he knows some things that I don't know, right? So we would be helping each other out. So for that whole week, I could see, like, you know when you notice that someone changed for a bit, like I could tell from his energy, he didn't want to go hang out with his friends, he didn't want to drink, even though they would call him, he'd be like, nah, not today, I'm tired, you know? And he would be in this rhythm with me, right? But then he would go back in the village, and he would fall back again. He would come with me. He would change. So that's what I'm talking about. When he would go in the village, I wouldn't be there. It would be this guys again that would,
Drag him
train,
back into.
go to sleep. They wouldn't even work out in the morning, but he would be working out when he was with me, because he would be going to the soccer practices, right? And then it's like he was falling back, and then I would tell him, yo, dude, like, you can't be doing this, like, I noticed that you changed. It took you 1 week. I would tell him, just think about it. He was like this for like, a couple
Years.
months, even years maybe, yeah. But he told me he was like this for a couple months, and then it took 1 week for him to change. So I'm like, dude, you really, I mean, he would even tell me, dude, he'd be like, thank you for this, like, this is better than where I was and how it felt when I would be doing nothing, right?
That's the whole thing.
But
with
then
nurture.
he would go back, and then like the environment would change him, and then he would come back to me for a week again. He would be changed, but then he would fall back again, and it was just like, I was just like fascinated how fast someone could change and then just fall back.
To their bad habits
to
so
their bad
fast
habits,
as well.
exactly, yeah. And dude, I'm pretty sure like it wasn't. I would always tell him, I'm like, dude, I still believe. He would be saying this like often. He would be like, dude, I think it's already too late for me to become a professional soccer player, but I'll still give him hope. I'll be like, dude, it's not. It's never too late. If you put in work right now, you could still make it and stuff. But then the friends he would be hanging out with probably would be like, dude, there's no point. Come on, just enjoy
Just
life.
come hang out with us
Enjoy
this
life.
weekend.
You know
have a
that
little couple
stupid saying,
shots.
enjoy life.
Yeah.
Enjoying life doesn't mean you have to drink and stuff. Enjoying life is the journey we're going through right now.
No,
Dude,
Georgie, why do you think he went back?
So every weekend he would
Yep.
be going back because basically his mom is out of the country working and stuff, and his dad is in the village. So he didn't want his dad to be like all alone. So on weekends he wouldn't have practice. He would just go back there. But then he would fall back with his friends. Like on weekends he would like rest, I guess, hang out with them. But then he would be lazy to fall back.
But he's asking
Why
a
do you-
deeper question.
why
He's
do you-
asking a deeper question, like why would his mindset shift to him wanting to be with his old friends again?
I think
Okay.
I think what I said, I think maybe I'm wrong, but the way I see it is the thing with like boost motivation, right? With when he was with me.
Yeah.
And then the environment will just change him back, because I'm telling you, I think it's way easier for something negative and something that has to do with the word fun
Yeah.
to be way more effective than something that's harder to do, waking up early in the morning, eating healthy, and not drinking and not partying, even though when you're used to it, especially.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he was.
Look, I'll tell you
I
why.
think he was just that negativity was getting to him.
I'm gonna say this again. The pain was not enough.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
why he
they-
continued to do it, because he was okay with that life.
Yeah.
Nothing.
A lot of people actually
Nothing
are okay with.
happened.
especially
He didn't
with
have
the-
his FTE. It wasn't to the point where he would do anything besides live that situation. He was okay with that situation. That's why he relapsed.
Yeah.
The environment helps. The environment makes it that much easier to relapse. But the only reason not the only reason, but the biggest reason why he kept going back is because it didn't bother him enough. Or else he wouldn't have.
Yeah.
He would have
maybe.
came home and just spent time with his family and done his shit.
Right.
It didn't bother him enough, and that's why.
As well as the purpose, not having a strong purpose and strong calling.
Dude, I feel so
Discovering
sick
this-
in my stomach when I see people just living like a very just boring,
Regular?
like nothing, like they don't do anything. Like I feel sick in my stomach when I
I'm
think
like, how
about
do they
living
do
that
it,
life.
bro?
It's weird.
So true.
When I think about someone who comes home from work or school and they just go on their phone and they just do nothing, they just watch a little bit of YouTube, play a little bit of video games, maybe text a couple friends. It's like you're not doing anything. It makes me so sick in my stomach.
I actually had this experience with somebody. You guys definitely have had this before, where I was in the gym, and I'm just talking to a guy. I'm like, he brings up, he's like, dude, I'm just in the gym because I'm bored. Like, he's not even supposed to be in the gym. Like, he already worked out. It's his second workout, or he's gonna work out after that. He's just there because he has nothing better to do. All I ever want to do is just smash my fucking face in the wall.
Why yours?
At least he's at the gym. Like fair enough.
Yeah,
right?
like at least he's in the gym. Yeah.
It's better than fucking beating his dick at home in his bed.
Right, that's
it's
better,
just the sake
but-
of you being bored. Like, bored, that kills everything. Of course,
But that's
we're gonna be
not
bored.
as bad.
We're gonna be bored, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, but the
At least
concept
understand why you're there, yeah. That would be a better...
Like I remember this one day
At least it's in
too.
the gym, I guess. I don't know. To
I
me,
think
I
people
just want
just
to
don't look-
smash my head.
I think people just don't look for ways to do something and not be bored and not have anything to do at all. I swear, when I got on this self-improvement journey and when I was around with you guys where, he wasn't one of those kids that wanted to hang out and smoke and party and stuff, I would always be asking myself, after I would get one task done, right? For example, in the morning, I would get a workout done, right? Then I would be asking myself, like, what could I do right now? And then I'll probably go read a book, you know what I mean? After finishing reading the book, then I'd be like, what can I do now? So I'll be like, oh shit, edit videos. And I would edit the videos. After editing the videos, by the time it would be a second time to practice. Then I'll be like, oh, now it's time to practice. So it's like when you ask yourself, what do I do now? It's like you kind of get the answers in your head and start getting on a path of improving.
The magic in your life is in the work that you are avoiding.
And why that's so important is because purpose
Hit
is
again,
will help
please.
you.
The magic in your life is in the work you are avoiding.
You know that's true. That's so true because I had an instance like last week. I was supposed to, no, I did. I gave like an update to the guild, like my community, and I had to make like a bunch of slideshows and I had to make a bunch of videos like for this like little course I was going to give them for free. And the hardest part about it was making the slides and filming the videos and doing that. That was the hardest part. But I kept like avoiding it. I did it last minute. I did it. But during the whole process, I felt like this like anxiety in my stomach the whole time. But then after the fact, it felt gratifying. You know what I mean? It felt really good. And that's how I know it's like that was the thing I needed to do the whole time. Because all that anxiety, it's like I got stronger after that, I feel like. You know what I mean? It's like a level I just beat.
That's what happened with me when I first released my video on YouTube. I was feeling that anxiety when I was like before I filmed it and stuff. But then after I filmed it, I realized how easy it was.
Yeah.
And
You
how
get
gratifying
stronger.
it was. Exactly. And I got stronger and more comfortable with turning the camera and just talking to it, you know?
Dude, I'm telling you,
Even though we
filming
do it
YouTube
now
videos
here,
too-
it's just so different when you're all alone. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dude, with the YouTube videos too,
Not
it's
super
like, that
hard,
stuff
but
is so
there was still
There
it
is a
was
difference,
surprising, yeah.
like for example, did you guys when you guys filmed your first YouTube video, did you feel resistance, like any type of
Oh yeah.
Can I be honest?
100%.
yeah
Absolutely zero.
yeah you got the
Great.
Absolutely zero resistance.
Exactly.
Really?
But
Good.
that's because I know why. Because I'm very keen into motivational videos, and I see it all the time. It is my feat. That's something I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
You know, seeing David Goggins just talk to a phone. I
Who's
love
gonna
those.
carry the boat?
I love those type of conceptions and
I
those
feel like
kind
you make
of ideas.
videos a lot though,
What?
like to yourself too. It's like
I did. I used to too as well. So it really just felt like anything else.
yeah. What about you?
Same thing. No, not that.
Wow.
I'm like I don't know. I'm all like what Josh says too is like
That's crazy.
how he like loves the whole idea of it. I'm kind of the same thing. Like I love talking to myself. That's what these videos are. Like I'm doing.
I'm fucking
for
weird, man.
People to like learn from me for, but it's also like me pretending like I'm talking to 15-year-old Sasha that
I'll
somebody
be
needs
talking
to
to
just
myself a
bitch
lot,
slap.
though.
Yeah, that's just like it's
I'm
the same
pretty
thing.
sure
You gotta make
guys
your
like that
YouTube.
too, dude?
You gotta make your YouTube.
I'll just be in my room
Dude.
and just start
Dude.
talking to myself.
George
like,
George documenting his journey of working out.
Dude,
Yeah.
you should document your journey on the game to the Olympics. I'd fucking watch that shit.
I would too, bro. The
Like you
transformation would be
film your
fucking
days,
I
you
wanna-
film how.
I want to, but at the same time, I'm really off with cameras. Like I don't like.
That's why you should
I don't
do
like
it. That gives you
taking
more of a reason to
pictures,
do
I
it.
don't like
But
recording.
Georgie, this
I'm
is the
really
thing.
off
Don't
with
put it
this.
out. Record it. Don't put it out. Put it out when you feel
See, that's the
comfortable.
thing,
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
fact.
You know what
Yeah,
people
but
do
I
on
don't like
YouTube
that.
sometimes?
Okay,
I've heard
Unlimited
this is one of the
belief,
strategies.
That's the magic is in the work you are
No,
avoiding.
dude, I'm
You
not
are avoiding
avoiding
it.
it, dude.
You are
It's just like-
avoiding it. We
Dude,
just
no,
gave you an alternative
Dude,
solution.
look, yeah, exactly.
We gave you an alternative solution, and you're still saying no.
Yo, you know one of the strategies that
Feel the
people
pressure?
actually recommend?
No, dude.
No, you gave us an excuse. We debunked that excuse, and you're still saying no.
Though. It's really like I just don't like
I
it.
mean, it is.
You don't feel
an excuse at
comfortable
the
with
end
the
of
More
camera.
of a limited belief.
You're-
than
you're
just an
literally-
excuse that
this
he's
is a
off
camera
with
there.
cameras. You can change that for
That is
sure.
an excuse.
I think, dude, me personally, I think that's a great fucking idea. Like that shit is so, bro. Imagine
Do it
watching
for
a
yourself,
fucking
George.
video
Watch
of how
back and
a
be like-
18 or a 19-year-old Olympian or a 19-year-old kid turned himself into an
He's
Olympian
20.
at like 25.
He's 20.
Fuck you. 20-year-old.
15. Dude, imagine like
15-year-old
Imagine your
kid.
kids in the future get to watch their dad's documentary that he documented going to Olympics.
Dude, Josh always says this shit. He always says that everybody wishes that it was Elon Musk or Steve Jobs
Yeah.
or.
That's what got
Jeff
me to
Bezos.
do what I'm doing.
Yeah,
now,
everybody
which is
wishes
details
that
there.
Bezos
Documented their journey.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs documentary.
And it,
But I
oh
just think
man,
it's just
I get
fun,
so
dude.
I get so mad when I see people that didn't ever take pictures of themselves when they look
Fuck,
fat.
where's the confirm button,
Right?
bro? Where do I click?
When you're not where you are,
That's my
Confirmed.
water bottle. That's my
Oh,
water
bet, Georgie.
bottle.
It's a promise. Dude.
Give me my water bottle.
This is a confirmed button, Josh.
But I actually do. I genuinely think that's such a great fucking idea. I also do. I think you're gonna fucking love it. Yeah, obviously you're gonna have to edit a couple of videos in time, dude. But
Might as
one
well.
thing that I love it, I
Between
bet you
your
do the
sessions.
same thing. I bet you guys have done the same thing. Is I go back to my old videos. I'm like, damn, I stuttered
Right.
here, I stuttered here, and I do the same. This is what I did with our podcast. Like I would study
Exactly.
myself and see how I could improve. Like going back, and
You
I laugh at
selfish
myself. What? I laugh at
What
myself.
videos would you make?
What?
What videos are you talking about?
We all have our own YouTube channel now.
No, I know that. No, of course I know that. But you're talking about something.
He's talking about
Podcast,
those
like
videos.
earlier
Yeah.
in the podcast, or like my very first couple
Like
videos. on
you
my-
can
like
see the
like
growth.
like
Okay.
like
exactly like dude,
So guys, like-
you fucking
like-
love that shit. And that's just the dude. Like you can teach so much while being entertaining too, because we sit here and we talk. A lot of people listen easier when somebody's like actually doing something on the outside and are talking while that. Like that's why a lot of gym influencers get a lot of the clout they have. Like they're giving great advice and everything, and it's literal visual representations of what that is.
And George, there's levels to this, right? So try this. Take the phone. Don't even record. Just hold it up and talk. Talk to yourself. Get comfortable talking to yourself first, because that is probably where it's coming from. Not being comfortable talking to yourself in the first place. Yeah, but I'm telling you,
we're in front of cameras right now.
it's very different
good
when you're
point.
alone. It's very different when you're alone and you're recording yourself and talking. Then just start recording. Keep that video. Don't post it. There's another way where people they upload it on YouTube, but keep it private. They have
Unlisted.
those. What is it?
Unlisted.
Yeah, or they keep it draft, whatever.
No, it's
No, there's
called
just so
unlisted.
many. There's so many strategies that you can use that will not be putting yourself out there.
Okay.
And then slowly you will, make it public. So there's just a lot of ways you can do that.
That's a great strategy. Too.
So what's stopping you
And
now,
I tell the
Georgie?
same thing to a lot
Oh,
of
like
people
you want me
that
to
want to
start
start a
recording right now?
brand or
What's
they want to
stopping you
like
now?
do TikTok.
Like you want me to record it now?
No, I'm saying.
No,
what's
like
stopping you from now?
really think about it, because sometimes I
No,
know.
I already, dude. I already confirmed the button, like right here.
Let
Water bottle.
me just give you more incentives, because let's really think about it, right? You film some videos and stuff like that. You start documenting your journey, etc. And it's like it's not even about you making the videos. It's about the impact you can make along with you being in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Inspiring other kids to want to train every day, get
Little
up and go
Mikeys,
through
I
the.
can inspire little Mikeys.
You can inspire little Mikeys or little Georgies.
This is your
Georgies, yeah.
This is a great
Yeah,
way to accentuate
it's
that.
dude. Honestly, content creation is the best way to inspire and make an impact, because you're out there and you put your face on the internet. You start speaking the way you want to speak and being
Yep.
unique.
And make sure you
Best way to
record
inspire
those
somebody is in
moments
person.
where you feel very
Yeah,
low.
good idea, Josh.
That's
No,
going to
I'm
be a
serious.
very good
I
idea.
know you're right.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
right. He's right. What did you say?
I said make sure to record your lows. Those are very
That's what
important.
I'm
That's the most
saying.
important.
They are the most
I
important.
despise people that when they start their fitness journey, they don't take pictures because they hate the way you look. That is exactly what you need
Why
to do.
you should do it.
That is exactly why you should document it now, not when you fucking win. So you look back.
Confirmed.
Like when you see the difference between the days go by with fuck, I forget how the quote goes, but it's basically okay. Let me pull it up.
It's just
Pull it
fucking
up.
unrealistic when you just put the highs in, bro. Like there's lows to every single.
Exactly,
journey. Throw
dude.
them in there.
Right.
You have to be realistic to one your audience, of course, but also just to yourself. Why would you lie to yourself about
Exactly.
that shit?
Right. And to be
Embrace
honest,
those.
posting the highs won't really help that many people realistically, because all these
Doesn't
people
have
are
shit
doing
to do.
now
Dude,
are
oh my
highs.
God.
Lamborghini.
Day trading,
Looking
at
good,
its
all that
finest.
kind of stuff.
Holy shit! I cannot explain. Like my trading mentor, why I love him so much is he rarely shows us his wins.
Oh yeah.
Which is a little aggravating
that's how
because
you
he
connect with
doesn't
people,
lose
right?
a lot, but when he loses, it's the first thing that he posts because that's like what you learn from the
Right.
most. You don't when you learn from somebody's wins, more often than not you get swayed from the oh shit they did this, they have a Lamborghini,
Right.
they just made $1,000 in 1 hour.
Who cares
like,
about that,
whatever.
right?
Bro, learn how they did it instead. How are you gonna get that?
Right.
Because you learn from their losses. That's way more
Exactly.
impactful. Because what happens is when you have a loss, you probably broke a couple rules that you set for yourself, right? You can win. You can if you're a day trader, you can make $10,000 in a fucking hour. I don't give a shit though. Did you break your rules? Did you break your risk management? Did you overtrade? Is this an over leverage or
Yeah.
whatnot? Like, there's so much to it, bro. But that's a great fucking point.
The years teach much, which the days never know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
That's why you
comes into
document
people
your journey.
zooming
That's
in
why I
way
love
too
it.
much.
Like when I look at the difference
You just
between
hit the
my
back of the
body.
head.
It was the first time in a while.
If I didn't
That
take
doesn't
pictures
count,
of my
please.
body when I was at my highest, like I would just When I had abs, like I really look back and I'm so disappointed in myself because I was comparing myself to the day before where I already had abs. You know, the transition's not so significant. But then when you look down the timeline and you see yourself 9 months prior or a year prior or 2 years prior, you look at that and you just have a sense of enjoyment.
Yeah.
And that enjoyment is one of those things that it's irreplaceable because it's internal.
Exactly.
It's not an external thing. It's not like getting a new car. It's something that you did.
Yeah.
You put so much time towards something and you fucking achieved it.
Right.
Like what a proud moment that is. That is one of the finest, the most realist feelings you can possibly have in life. At least it is to me.
Right.
To me, at least.
I personally connect with people that share their like low moments in life because it's like they also share the fact like how they won in life or whatever. But it's like you almost say to yourself, "Oh, I'm not the only one that went through this," and you start connecting with them.
Mhm.
You're like, "Oh, this is the person that
Exactly,
is like me." You know what I mean? On the same path almost.
because the lows are so much more relatable to the rest of the people,
Exactly.
especially the people that you're trying to influence, the people that are lost, than the highs will be.
Because let's think about it too. There are more losses that you go through in life, rather than the wins.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, that's just
Yeah.
what it comes down to.
Exactly.
There are more bad days than good days.
Dude, I feel like that's why social media kind of just like clouds everyone's judgments because everyone just shows like them doing good, shows them being consistent, shows them they're on their grind, right? But
And
it's
that's
like
the bad thing about it.
you
When
can't
they
really relate to
fail,
those
they
people.
start laughing at them.
Right.
Do you understand what I mean? They get the hate right away when they fail.
Oh
Because
yeah.
they're like, you were saying you're all
Yeah,
perfect
they try
and
to
stuff.
boast themselves so much, and
And
then
then
look at them
everybody
now.
goes like, you were saying you're all perfect, and then dude, this happens to you now, and then they start clowning them because they're not showing their real self.
And like it's crazy too because the people that do boast about it, like just like people that go out and they post and shit, they're like, oh, I'm up at 3 a.m. doing this. Look at me, I'm in the gym. Like they go and try to show that off to so many people. Those are the ones that typically are gonna fall off. Because they're doing
and
it
those
for
are the
other
ones that
people
won't
and not
continue
themselves.
waking up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, because well, who are you posting it for? You should learn. A lot of people have a passion for posting, like Josh did. I know you were going to say something, and that's okay. But a lot of people
No,
do it just to
no.
show others.
Here's the thing. I have a passion for some reason to post the things that I look like I suck
Mm.
rather than winning.
Good. That's what it should
Like,
be, bro.
I
That's what it
love
should
love
Like
that.
you want to post
Why?
ones that
Well,
you
I just
that
take
you
the
think are not
pictures.
good?
I take pictures.
People like-
I usually put things out when I'm not doing something productive. No, it's not that I'm not putting like I put.
Like what? Say an example. What was the video that you put out?
Hell, I keep stuttering.
Bro,
Oh, good,
hey,
man.
bro.
I take pictures
Better
of
than
nature.
likes.
Why?
I like taking pictures of nature and putting it out there. And then
Bum, bum.
from them, that's what they say. It's like, this guy's just walking in the woods. They got no idea what I'm doing.
But you
no,
still
he's
have
not in the
Snapchat?
woods. He's on an adventure.
They got
Exactly.
He's on
no
his
idea.
hero's
Snapchat.
journey.
What?
You still have Snapchat?
No.
He
Oh,
posted
Instagram.
this
I
picture
thought
on
you were
Instagram.
on
That
the
was so
gram.
tough.
On the woods, recently.
What?
Oh, on the gram. So.
On the gram.
All right. Yeah.
On the gram.
You know,
That's right.
as we're having this conversation, I just realized that I have like a little bit of resistance towards posting.
Oh, I have another good quote. I found on the
Yeah,
gram.
fuck you,
I'm,
Mike.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Mike. Whatever you were saying, it's not important.
No,
Who's
it's funny.
speaking, bro?
It's really
I don't want to
It's
fucking
really
hear it.
funny.
I don't want to. I don't
Good
hear.
girl. Good girl.
Oh my god, I have
No,
such a
no,
great story too.
no,
How does
no,
that
no.
feel, asshole?
Good girls.
How does that feel?
Good girls exist on the corners of Earth. Unfortunately, the Earth is round.
Oh
lost,
yeah,
bro.
wow,
You're lost.
good one.
You're lost.
You get it? You get it,
You
bro?
have no idea how much I was laughing.
Wow,
at
you
that.
interrupted me for that shit.
That's funny as fuck.
Anyways,
The guy who says, "Let's stay on the
what were
topic,
you
guys."
saying? Yeah, what were you saying?
I honestly don't even want to.
I want to go back to
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm so sorry.
I want to go back.
That shit just wasn't funny.
You said there was the something resistance. Yeah, you said the resistance you felt when you were posting something.
Yeah, so
You said something like that.
Nice.
you done, Josh?
Yeah.
Alright, what I was gonna say is during this whole conversation, I've just realized that I've had this like resistance towards posting like face videos on Instagram, like not on my reels, but on my stories. When because I want to start posting like face stuff like on my stories, but I've like this weird resistance, like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna stutter. I feel like, what am I gonna say? They're gonna think I'm weird. Like,
How
it's
do I
not.
look, right? Maybe.
It's like this is like this weird resistance, and that's how I know I need to conquer that.
Yeah.
By doing that. So you know what I'm gonna do this week? I'm gonna start posting some face videos. So
Dude, you did that when you first started posting on your stories, which was great.
I stopped because it's just like.
It was
Oh, I
so
almost
good.
like blanked when I wanted to post something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Was there
this
someone
weird...
that told you anything about it?
No, no one.
No. Okay.
No, I'm gonna do it myself, but that's something I'm gonna conquer this week. I just want to let you guys know.
Let's do it.
We'll look forward to it.
Nice.
Hold him to it.
Press
guys.
the button.
I know. I want to
George
go
is
back.
Stop with my fucking water bottle. You
He's
have
got
your
his
own.
bottle right next
This
to
is
his
the
own.
button. This is water.
Fucking dykes.
Yeah. One thing that I wanted
Confirmed.
to go back.
Confirmed.
Well, we're gonna find out then. All right, you better post it this weekend.
Yeah, right.
Nah, I don't anymore.
No,
So
you
guys,
press
follow
confirm.
Mike for that, and
Yeah,
hit him up if he doesn't do it.
Join the guild. He mentioned
Join the
it
guild,
earlier.
yeah.
Don't again, we have over 630 members right now,
Oh, 600. There you go. That's tough.
and 30.
Ooh.
Join now exclusively.
Yeah,
or else
31.
you won't get in.
Anyways,
Yeah.
well,
Kidding,
We have
guys.
weekly meetings every week. Sadulo joins it, and we have weekly lectures. And
I
yeah,
join it too.
Josh
Shameless
is,
plug.
Yeah,
Josh
he
is-
did it every time,
No, dude,
guys.
Josh has never joined it, and he asked if he can get promoted to like fucking CEO.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's a co-leader or
Josh
something.
is like, can I be like a
co-leader?
Yeah.
Like, for real though, like,
Can I be, like,
assistant
CEO?
pro?
Wait, what'd you ask me?
Dude, at least you were in the meeting once.
Yeah. What's the other guy that's
I
what
was
is he
upset
called?
that nobody has their cameras
Professor,
on.
yeah. I want
Only,
to
like,
like
Sophia-
Now people actually turn their cameras
Professor
on. Yeah.
Josh is just like never talks ever.
He's like the professor.
I like to reap the rewards without.
And I put Josh
Without
to
putting hard
conqueror. I was like, his
Yeah,
own-
Josh the Conqueror.
He can just have my whole Discord community.
Yeah, why don't you give it over to him, man?
You just run it, bro.
Hit
You
the
got
confirm
it.
button.
It's all yours.
Don't
Yeah,
confirm
Georgie,
that.
where's the confirm button?
I think it's a
Right
great value proposition. He's really not considering it for some reason, but
Yeah,
maybe
weird.
he'll understand
Maybe
the value
one
that
day.
comes out of it.
Really weird.
Yeah. So back to purpose, man.
Back to
I
business.
wanted to talk about this because when you asked how do you really how do you go about finding purpose, Mike had said something about vitality, and I asked him what that was a couple days ago. That's like life, right? And I believe Stula had mentioned this too. I might be wrong. Whatever. What I'm trying to get at, right, is vitality. How I would go about getting purpose, finding your own purpose, is actually getting out there and experiencing in life.
Yeah.
When you were,
For sure.
that's what it was. When you were talking about lust and everything, I literally made a clip about like that and how Fricker was talking about how he would fall victim to like getting off the porn
Yeah,
and everything
exactly.
like that, right? Because he would be huddled up in his room like a little
Like a
fucking
goblin.
right? Yeah. Like, how do you think you can go about finding purpose?
Blind
when you're
shut,
gonna-
blue light, not even
Like a
red lights,
little
dark
bitch.
lights, blue light. What?
like a little bitch. He said, "Facts. You're a little bitch for that."
I'm the only one who's done it here, bro. I'm the only one who's had that shit.
Yeah, just you, bro. No. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is, how the fuck can you expect to find your purpose when all you're gonna do is you're gonna come home after school, after your job, and you're gonna play video games? Ooh, Call of Duty, this, right?
Ooga booga.
There is so much to explore. There is so much to learn. You constantly have to be a student. There are so many
But my
people
kill
to
streak.
talk to. What the fuck does that even mean? Oh, on Call of Duty. Okay, I was like, I'm getting. Dude, these Call of Duty
Such,
video games
I have to
are
play
just-
Battle Royale.
But
Fortnite.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
a great point, dude.
I can't end off on a
Takis
loss.
in video in
I can't,
through Royale.
Sash, I can't end off on a
crown
loss.
wins I can get now?
Fuck, guys.
How
these
many
are great
kills did you
points.
drop, right?
Battle Royale,
Is that what it was
second
called?
win.
I'm
And
t-
they post on my story, I won Battle Royale.
But Twin Towers need me. Wait, Tilted Towers.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He said Twin Towers.
Yeah, that's a good thing, bro. That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Twin Towers.
You're officially out of that matrix. That's a good thing.
Oh god.
Oh, I'm so clipping that.
Clip this right now. Clip it.
You're
Wait,
canceled.
what did he say?
Twin Towers.
Actually,
Twin Towers.
I guess you're right. In a way, that doesn't mean I am at it that way.
exactly.
But focus on that, not what I actually said. Anyway. Fuck, man. Anyways, but that my
We're
whole
clipping
point,
that. You were clipping.
My
that.
whole point, I'm cooked. My whole point is you need to actually, like, we were talking about this earlier too, become socially active. Just
Yeah,
go
for sure.
outside, enjoy life. There is so much more that this life has to offer than sitting in your room and being in a closed environment, having all these limited beliefs with a negative mindset, telling yourself, yeah, I cannot wait for season 5 of Fortnite Battle Royale to come out. They're gonna unleash the pump 200 pump out of the vault or whatever.
But the
right?
battle
Old Pump is coming back.
Yeah, like, dude, like, go outside, experience new things, learn.
sure.
That's how you're gonna learn what you like. That's how you're gonna learn what your calling is. Besides, of course, looking back to what you did when you were a childhood. That's kind of why I asked. Do you think what you know as a child is limited? Now that you're an adult, some of you that are over 16, you have a license. Go outside and just explore. Like, just there, I can't even. I'm saying the same thing over and over again, and that's how urgent it is to me. That's just the one.
Because
thing
that
I'm
is
telling
so
you.
true. You really just have to explore.
There's so much more to life than keeping up to date with Call of Duty's new skin.
Exactly.
How they added to their
Yeah.
submachine gun.
Share, dude. I never thought I love nature. I did not know that when I was a child. I had no passion for it. I looked at sunset and said, how can people fucking look at this?
Really?
Never like that, but like people that went out to go see sunsets and sunrises, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like,
And
I'm not waking up that early,
personally,
right?
I ain't doing the, I ain't never do a sunrise, but I'm not going to.
Now we gotta go see a sunrise.
I'm never
Oh,
ever
you've
gonna,
never seen a sunrise?
Before he didn't.
Well, I
No,
never
like-
dedicated like,
Okay,
oh,
okay.
I'm just
I
gonna
was about to
go
say.
and just watch a sunrise.
Do it. That's
And
your next
no,
goal,
I
man.
don't want to. That's not what.
And
Oh, I
man
thought
talks
you
about
had
the
it.
love
That's
of
the
the
next
nature.
step.
Pussy.
I genuinely don't.
Next
don't want
quest,
to.
Josh. It's gonna be another.
Hey, what's
new
the difference
checkpoint.
between
But you're
sunrise
talking about
and
the love of
sunset?
nature.
What's the
Bro-
difference? That's not nature to me.
The
Yeah, it
fuck?
is.
Wait, fuck. That is. I'm so sorry.
There is a difference.
Clip that.
Wait,
Yeah, you were talking about
nature is not the sky, is it?
Well,
Nature's not the sky.
Yeah, it is.
it could be. It could be defined like sun.
Nature is the
natural world.
green. Nature's land. No.
Green.
It's
is
part
the
of nature.
grass and shit is the natural world.
Whoa,
Is the sky man-made?
Bro's about to search up in so far.
Dude, I gotta find this out. It's the
You
sky.
idiot.
But one more thing that I was personally gonna say before he looked. Actually, go ahead.
Bro's really in Matrix right now.
Sky. The results show that
Like, ask
relative
me,
to
bro.
its
I know everything.
availability, sky is considered as nature.
Josh, ask
Where
me.
do
I
you
know.
You
everything.
lost. Now you have to wake up early to go for that sunrise.
lost.
Otherwise,
I won.
you don't love nature. Let's go.
Guys.
Bro won, bro.
Why are you guys searching up in so far? Dude, ask me. I know everything.
Yo, you try? Would you just tell
I
him
know
what to do, man?
everything.
Yeah,
Just tell him what to do or something. Just tell him how to have fun. We're talking about purpose right here. He's got to understand what fun is for
I
him.
forgot we're filming a podcast.
Seriously
No, I
though,
know.
is
That
there,
wasn't.
so
That wasn't
rare.
even a bad.
I was
Oh,
so
what's it called?
self-aware with
Celebration,
what
I
I
don't
just
know.
did.
is there any difference between a sunrise and a sunset?
No, bro, they're the same thing. Rise, shoot,
Yeah.
rise, shoot.
Do I gotta spell it out for you, bro?
And one of the things with the sunrise is that they're saying like the effect of sun coming up during those hours is very different. The sunlight itself is very different.
Yeah, and then when it goes down, it's a little bit darker, and when it comes up, it's a little later.
But also
Of course there's
coming from someone. Well, first of all, find out
Well, this is
yourself.
speaking,
All right,
right?
but if you want something
Yeah.
to look for, sunrise, you hear the birds chirping. Like
Exactly.
when
Hear the birds
sunset,
chirping.
It's almost like a waking up
It's like
hour.
the birds are.
But
going
there's
to sleep.
cars driving around. Like you go to the park, right? There's all these cars, a whole bunch of people,
I
right,
know.
occupied and everything.
No.
Sunrise, birds chirping, sun, whatever they just said.
There's no
right?
cars
Less
driving.
People, right? You don't hear traffic, pollution. The air is free, right?
Bro, you have a lot of
Actually,
reasons to do it now.
Experience it for yourself, and then tell me what's the difference. We'll
Yo,
find out.
Josh, you want to do it together?
Nah.
Yo, you
Nah,
wanna,
I'm
Yeah.
ignorant.
you guys want to do it
closed-minded.
together? Run it
I'm
up?
seriously-
Yo, you want
I'm-
to press the
I'm so
confirm?
down.
I'm down, dude.
What time
I'm
does
not-
Tyler
I
Park
am not
open? Do we know?
persuaded enough.
We have a
don't know.
sleepover or something. We just all
You
go
guys can
together.
literally just stay over one night and we
I
go
am
to Tyler.
not persuaded
Like, I
enough
swear
to do this.
I'm
What?
down.
Can we go to Dominic's
Nah, I'm
Park?
gonna get my
You're not
8
gonna have a
hours.
choice in the matter.
Yo, can we go to Dominic's
go to
Park?
bed.
Why Tyler's Park?
What is
Can
Dominic's?
we go to Dominic's Park or
Who's
Mike's Park?
Dominic? Who is Dominic?
Dominic's Park. I don't know. We can just search
Oh,
him.
boy.
Why Tyler?
Oh, Dom. Facts. Yo, what's up, Dom?
Yeah, that was a bad joke. I mean, like stupid shit. Let's just continue. You guys didn't get it. Let's just continue.
I did not get it.
Keep being
I'm
a
sorry.
student.
Be a student, George. Yeah, one more
I
thing
think-
that I was going to mention is just getting out of the comfort zone because it really connects to you exploring. Because a lot of people are trapped in this comfortable zone, and that is why they're living such a comfortable lifestyle, very regular, because that's what everybody does at the end of the day. But getting out of it is, I'll be honest, personally, and you guys can relate too, it took getting out of the comfortable zone to find that purpose, to find the meaning. Because to find that meaning means that there's going to be somebody, whether that's from family or friends, that will be against or opposed to the idea, will laugh at you or say something about it. That's the resistance you have to go through. That is the uncomfortable zone. And in order to find purpose, I feel like you have to just get used to being uncomfortable because, you know, when you will be in those lows, somebody will tell you, hey, you know what, just pick something else. Just stick with something that's safe. That's what you don't want to hear. That's what you should resist against. That is already uncomfortable zone itself. So I think that's very important for finding purpose.
Exactly. So that comfort zone also comes with what Josh said. The magic
Is in the work that you're avoiding.
yeah.
Exactly.
That is
Yes,
the
sir.
magic.
That's what I said.
Dude, I think we had this podcast for a long time now to
2
get
hours.
to the whole like is purpose related to God. Maybe we can make a different episode where we
Oh,
Dive
I
into-
forgot about that.
is purpose and other things related to God, and does there have to be God or some kind of meaning in order for there to be purpose? Because I mean, I feel like if we start talking now, we're gonna go
I think
crazy
there's
on
two
this. So
options to this. We can do that conversation right now, and make this a 2-part episode, or we can just do it another time.
Another day.
Yeah.
We'll see, but we'll give you guys that conversation because I feel like it's gonna be a good one.
I was interested in it. I definitely want to play
So
another student.
I'd say
forum.
let's wrap this up now.
Right.
What do you think? What do you guys think? I don't want to be the only one.
Yeah, we
Let's
can
wrap
wrap
this
this
bitch up.
Thanks for that. All right, Josh said it, which means we have to. No, majority.
Yeah,
of
if
them
Josh
agree
said
with
it, yeah.
Guys, Georgie's the leader.
Yeah, George, what do you
One that
say?
said, guys.
He logged out real quick.
Job in life is to figure out what is
Stop this shit. Stop this shit.
He has
bro.
no purpose.
This is fucking brain rot. Stop.
It is. I don't know. I was just.
That's him being himself. Don't tell him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? You're right. Don't
Quote
listen
of the
to me.
day.
Don't conform to me.
Georgie, read us quote of the day. Come on, man.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, your real job in life is to figure out what it is you are called to do. Oprah Winfrey. I think that's how you
Oprah
pronounce it.
Winfrey, yeah.
Oprah Winfrey. Yeah.
That's why.
Great quote, man.
Is
Is
it
this
your
Oprah? Is that an H at the end?
Absolutely
Is that how you
not.
spell Oprah?
Oprah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's an H.
I didn't even know there was an H. Oprah.
Oh,
Oprah
Man,
Winfrey.
it really is a job, man. It really is a job.
All right, thanks for breaking down the code, bro. No, but this is why I said earlier.
Can I do shout out too?
Actually, what were you
This is
saying?
why I said earlier when I mentioned the part where a lot of people are forced to, feel like they're called to do this, but their parents will say, no, you need to do this. It's more financially stable, blah blah blah, and you'll make more money doing this, and it drives them away from their calling. Fuck that job that your parents are telling you to do. Listen to the job that's is telling you to do. Your
Your
heart,
9 to 5
your
is
heart,
this.
your soul, and your mind.
Yeah, and it's crazy we're wrapping up with this because in the beginning of the episode, that's the first thing that we mentioned is your job as a person is for you personally to find the purpose, not anybody else.
The facts.
So,
Dude, I also like
connection
in this
is
quote.
crazy.
That's why I did. I loved how
the
everything
whole
is
episode
aligning
has
so
been
well,
very,
yeah.
very well.
I really like the word, like it says your real job, like you know what I mean, like the word job because it's like it's really something you should be looking. No, I'm being serious.
So I think you connected to like
I
an
think
actual
I
job.
think it's really
The
powerful.
Matrix.
Like you really should be looking for a purpose. People say it's not important in
Yes,
life,
yes.
but I think it's really important. Just
Yes.
like how people, like I'll be honest. Having a job in life is important. You know what I mean? Like because you're gonna have to make money. Like there's nothing wrong with having a job.
Job's not just about making money.
Life
a job
is
is something
all
that
about
helps
making
someone.
money.
Exactly. So it's like that's why I like the word itself, job, because you need to be looking for a purpose.
Yes.
People
That
think
is
it's not
a
important,
good.
but it
That
is
is a very
important.
good underline.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'll see you after pod, bro. Yeah, look at me, bro. I'm
Life
a
is
gangster.
all about making money. That's
True,
everybody's
true.
purpose.
So true, right. Shout out. I really, really love the message and the concept of your guys' podcast. Super amazing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Gosh, who wrote
By
that?
Yes, sir.
Jules
182.
Get on. Just get on
Let's
the podcast
go.
already.
Thank you for that.
That
Just
comment
get on.
itself
Just
makes
get on.
makes you capable of getting on the podcast. Clip this.
Yeah, exactly. We love
Our
you,
message will
Jules.
always stay the same. You know, we are going to improve ourselves so that we can help you guys improve. That's by far the mission here. That's what we
Exactly.
love.
That's fact.
Every single Sunday we come and we do this shit, and it's we love you guys. We love each other. That's what this shit is for. This
Yes,
is
sir.
part of our purpose.
Yeah,
Helping
I love you
others
guys.
out, and I love you guys more. Alright, remember to always give it to him. But once again, thank you so much. All right, comment down below. We say this every time. We would love to hear some comments about
Less
what you want
sock
us to
comments,
talk
more about our topics.
Yeah, please.
That would be a
More,
great idea.
obviously, we have a couple of videos coming in mind with what's Sadula mentioned and everything, but we
Bro,
want to hear.
Hit me again.
It was twice. This was the second
Third time.
Third?
Third.
I'm sorry. Get him, Georgie. Do it for me.
Yeah, Georgie, hit him harder.
All right. Anyways.
But yeah, what I was trying to say was that we love hearing what you guys want to talk about, and we appreciate every single comment. With that being said,
Yeah.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Was he taking mass?
was
This is
that,
like
was that
a-
Georgian?
No,
anyways.
Japanese.
Anyways.
I give it.
Think big, grow big.
Grow big.
Salam aleichem.